A woman with no friend. How often have we heard that phrase? Yet how often do we fail to truly understand its depth? A woman with no friend is not merely a woman without a companion or confidant. She is a woman who has been left to navigate the complexities of life in isolation, without the support that friendship offers. We live in a world where friendship is often taken for granted, yet for many, the absence of true friends is a source of silent pain. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of friendship, the deep implications of being a woman without one, and how this lack affects not just the individual, but society as a whole. In every woman's life, there is a powerful, innate need for connection. Friendship at its core is more than just companionship. It is a vital relationship that nurtures the heart, mind, and soul. A friend is not merely someone to laugh with or to share the good times. A true friend is someone who enters your life at your darkest hour and helps you find your way back to the light. A friend sees you at your worst and still chooses to walk with you. This is why when a woman has no friend, she is not just alone in moments of joy and laughter, but also in moments of despair, sorrow, and struggle. In our society, there's an increasing trend of loneliness, particularly among women. We are taught to be independent, to stand on our own, and to rely solely on ourselves. This philosophy has its place, for we should indeed be strong and self-sufficient, but it also has its limitations. We are not created to function in isolation. We were designed for relationship, first with our Creator, and then with each other. Friendship in its most powerful form is an expression of that design. It is through friendships that we experience the richness of life, the joy of shared moments, and the comfort of knowing that we are not alone in our journey. Imagine the life of a woman who has no true friend. She may have acquaintances, people she interacts with in passing, but where is the woman who truly understands her heart, who listens without judgment, who offers her a shoulder to cry on and a hand to help her up when she falls? A woman without a friend may have the appearance of a social being, but inside, she is a vessel running on empty, yearning for the connection that only a true friendship can provide. You see, friendships are not just about filling time or space in our lives. They are about fulfilling a purpose. Friendships give us strength when we are weak, offer clarity when we are confused, and provide perspective when we lose our way. A woman without this kind of friendship is like a tree with no roots, swaying in the wind without stability, vulnerable to every storm that comes her way. She may appear strong, but her strength is fragile, for it is built on the illusion of self-sufficiency rather than the reality of interdependence. A woman with no friend also faces an emotional void. Friendship brings joy, yes, but it also brings healing. When life hurts, as it inevitably will, the pain can be unbearable if faced alone. A friend helps you carry that burden. A friend listens to your heart, understands your struggles, and walks with you through the darkness. Without that presence, a woman can feel lost, disconnected from the world around her, as if she is walking through life without a compass to guide her. But this is not just a story about one woman's struggle. It is a story about all of us. For the absence of friendship in one woman's life ripples out, affecting the relationships and the communities around her. We were not created to live in isolation. We were made to live in relationship, not just with God, but with one another. And when one woman lacks the support and strength that comes from true friendship, it weakens the fabric of society itself. We become a world of individuals, disconnected and divided, rather than a community of individuals united in love, purpose, and support. So what is the solution? How do we begin to heal the wounds caused by a lack of friendship? The answer lies in a conscious decision to embrace the value of true, lasting relationships. It is easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, in the demands of work, family, and personal responsibilities. But if we are to live fully, we must invest in the relationships that matter most. Friendships cannot be built on the foundation of superficial connections or fleeting moments of time. They require effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to open up to another person in a way that is both brave and beautiful. True friendship begins with a recognition of the inherent value in others. When we understand that we are all uniquely created by God with purpose and worth, we are better equipped to form meaningful relationships. We begin to see beyond the surface, beyond the outward appearances and circumstances, and we start to recognize the heart of the person before us. This is the foundation of authentic friendship. Knowing that every person is worthy of love, respect, and genuine connection. For women, this is particularly important. Too often, women are caught up in competition and comparison, measuring their worth against others rather than celebrating their shared humanity. True friendship is not about rivalry or trying to outshine each other. It is about mutual support, encouragement, and growth. When women come together in this way, in love and understanding, they create a powerful force that is capable of changing the world. In our world today, we must be intentional in our efforts to build deep and lasting friendships. It is not enough to simply know people or to have acquaintances. We must cultivate relationships that are rooted in trust, understanding, and love. We must be willing to invest in one another, to listen, to share, and to be present. When a woman has true friends, she is no longer alone in her struggles or in her joy. She is part of a community, part of a greater whole, and together they are stronger than they ever could be apart. Let us not be content with a superficial existence. Let us not settle for lives that are devoid of real connection. Let us strive to be women who are not only known, but loved. Women who, in our friendships, reflect the beauty and strength of the relationships for which we were made. When a woman has no friend, it is not just a personal loss, it is a loss for all of us. Let us commit to changing that reality one friendship at a time. Friendship is a vital relationship that nurtures the heart, mind, and soul. It goes beyond the superficial interactions we may have with acquaintances or casual connections. True friendship is a bond that enriches every aspect of a person's life. At its core, friendship offers emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and spiritual nourishment. It is a space where vulnerability can be shared without fear of judgment, where a person can be seen for who they truly are beyond the mask that society often requires them to wear. The heart, often seen as the seat of our emotions, finds solace and healing in the presence of a friend. Life's challenges, whether personal struggles, grief, or moments of doubt, are easier to navigate when shared with someone who cares. A true friend listens not only to words, but to the unspoken emotions, the silent cries of the heart that often go unnoticed. They offer comfort in moments of distress, and in times of joy, they magnify the happiness, making it feel even more profound. This emotional connection is a fundamental part of why friendship is so vital. It nurtures and strengthens the heart, helping individuals become resilient in the face of life's trials. The mind too benefits from the stimulation that friendship provides. A good friend is not just a sounding board for personal matters, but a partner in intellectual growth. They challenge our perspectives, broaden our understanding, and provide insight into situations that we might not have considered. Friendships often bring new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new experiences that help the mind grow. They offer opportunities to learn and evolve, and sometimes the best solutions to life's dilemmas come from conversations shared with a trusted friend who sees things from a different angle. On a deeper level, friendship nurtures the soul. It connects individuals on a spiritual level, providing a sense of belonging and purpose. True friends support each other's spiritual journeys, encouraging one another in faith, hope, and purpose. They walk alongside each other through life's ups and downs, offering a steady hand in times of uncertainty. This spiritual bond reinforces the belief that we are never truly alone, that we are part of something greater than ourselves, and that we have the strength to persevere through any challenge. A woman without a true friend faces emotional isolation and vulnerability. Friendship is not simply a luxury or an occasional joy. It is an essential human need, one that provides emotional grounding and a sense of connectedness. Without the comfort and security that a genuine friend offers, a woman may find herself navigating life's challenges alone, with no one to turn to for support, comfort, or advice. This isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, sadness, and a deep sense of disconnection from the world around her. Emotional isolation is not merely the absence of company, it is the absence of meaningful connection. It is one thing to be surrounded by people, but it is another to have someone with whom you can be your true self, without pretenses, without masks. When a woman does not have this kind of connection, she may feel as though she are living in a world where no one truly sees her, where her joys and sorrows go unnoticed, and where her internal world is left untold. In these moments, the lack of friendship can weigh heavily on her heart, making every day feel like an emotional burden. In addition to emotional isolation, there is vulnerability in living without a close friend. Vulnerability is a crucial element of human relationships. It is what allows individuals to be open and honest, to share their innermost thoughts and fears without fear of judgment. However, without a friend, a woman may keep her vulnerabilities hidden, unable to fully express her pain, confusion, or desires. She may appear strong on the outside, putting on a facade of confidence, but inwardly she is struggling to cope with feelings of inadequacy, fear, or even despair. The weight of carrying emotional burdens alone can lead to exhaustion and feelings of inadequacy. Moreover, without someone to help carry the load, a woman may find herself overwhelmed by the difficulties life throws her way. A true friend does not only share in the good times, but helps shoulder the burdens during the difficult seasons. The absence of that support can make challenges feel insurmountable, and without a friend to lean on, the emotional toll of life's struggles can leave a lasting impact. This vulnerability left unaddressed can lead to long-term emotional consequences, such as diminished self-worth, a loss of hope, and a diminished sense of belonging in the world. Friendships are not just about companionship, but about fulfilling a divine purpose of interdependence. We were not created to live in isolation. From the very beginning, human beings were designed to be in relationship with one another, to rely on each other for support, encouragement, and strength. The concept of interdependence is central to the idea of friendship. It is not enough to simply exist alongside others. We are meant to depend on one another, to offer and receive help, wisdom, and love in equal measure. A friend is not just someone to share good times with, but someone who plays an integral role in your growth and well-being, just as you play a role in theirs. The essence of friendship lies in mutual support and shared responsibility. We all have weaknesses, areas where we struggle, and moments of vulnerability. In a true friendship, these weaknesses are not viewed as burdens, but as opportunities for mutual strength. A friend provides a perspective that you may not have, guiding you through moments of uncertainty, offering advice, and helping you see things more clearly. In turn, you do the same for them. This reciprocal dynamic creates a bond that is powerful and lasting, a bond that transcends the superficial and taps into the deep spiritual connection between individuals. Friendship is a partnership that encourages growth on both sides. It is not about holding each other back or fostering dependency, but about lifting each other up to become better versions of yourselves. True friends challenge each other to grow, to overcome their limitations, and to fulfill the unique potential they were created for. When we have a friend who believes in us, who stands by us through thick and thin, we are more likely to reach our goals, pursue our dreams, and step into the calling that life has for us. This is the power of interdependence. It creates an environment where individuals can thrive, not in isolation, but in collaboration, drawing strength from one another to become the best versions of themselves. This divine purpose of interdependence goes beyond mere emotional or intellectual support. It is about fulfilling a deeper need that resonates within each of us, the need to know that we are not alone, that we matter, and that our existence has purpose in the context of a larger community. Friendship allows us to fulfill that need. And in doing so, it connects us to a greater sense of belonging and significance. It is through our relationships that we understand our place in the world, and it is through these relationships that we are able to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. The absence of friendship weakens not only the individual, but the community as a whole. We often think of relationships as personal, isolated bonds that affect only those directly involved. But in reality, the lack of friendship in one person's life can have far-reaching effects, rippling out into the broader community. Humans are inherently social beings, designed to thrive in connection with others. When one person is isolated, when their emotional needs are unmet, the consequences go beyond their own suffering. It impacts the social fabric, weakening the ties that bind communities together. A woman without a true friend is more than just a lonely individual. She is a person whose potential to contribute to her community is diminished. Relationships are the conduits through which people share their talents, their wisdom, and their passions. Friendship nurtures a sense of purpose and belonging, and when that support is missing, a person may feel disconnected from the world around them, unsure of their role or their value. In the absence of friendship, it becomes harder to engage fully in the world. We see the world not through the eyes of community, but as isolated individuals struggling to survive rather than thrive together. Communities are built on the foundation of interconnectedness. When individuals lack the deep connections that come from true friendship, it becomes harder to foster unity and collective growth. Trust, which is essential for any thriving community, is often cultivated through friendship. Without it, suspicion and misunderstandings can arise. When people are isolated, they are less likely to contribute their talents, ideas, and resources to the collective good, and the community itself suffers as a result. A community that is missing the bonds of authentic friendship becomes fragmented. Each person operating in isolation, unable to reach their full potential as part of a greater whole. Furthermore, when individuals in a community lack true friendships, they are less likely to support one another in times of crisis or difficulty. A friend offers not just emotional support, but practical help, whether that means offering a meal, lending an ear, or simply being there in moments of despair. In the absence of that kind of support, the burden falls on the wider community, and it becomes harder for people to unite in times of need. A lack of true friendship weakens the resilience of the community, leaving people to face life's challenges with no one to lean on, no one to help carry the load. This erosion of support systems leads to a breakdown in the very fabric of society. True friendships require effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to invest in meaningful connections. In a world that often values convenience and instant gratification, genuine friendships demand more than just occasional interaction. They require a commitment of time, energy, and emotional resources. Building a lasting friendship is not something that happens by accident or without intentionality. It requires people to show up for each other, to listen with empathy, and to be present during both the good and the challenging times. Effort is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. It's easy to let friendships fade when life becomes busy or when other priorities take center stage. However, true friendship requires that we actively nurture and invest in these connections. This might mean scheduling time to meet, offering words of encouragement, or simply checking in with one another to see how things are going. It requires us to be intentional about creating and maintaining the bond to ensure that it is not just built on fleeting moments, but on a solid foundation of mutual care and respect. Without consistent effort, friendships can become shallow or distant, and the connection that once existed can gradually dissipate. Vulnerability is another essential element of genuine friendship. It is through vulnerability that trust is built. And without trust, no friendship can truly thrive. Vulnerability means opening up about our fears, insecurities, and struggles, not just our achievements and successes. It's about showing the parts of ourselves that are messy and imperfect, knowing that a true friend will accept us despite our flaws. In this space of openness, the friendship deepens as both individuals learn to rely on each other's honesty and support. However, vulnerability can be difficult for many, especially in a world that often encourages us to appear strong and self-sufficient. But it is only when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable that we invite others to do the same, creating an environment of mutual trust and authenticity. Investing in meaningful connections also means being present for one another, not just in good times, but especially during challenging moments. Life inevitably brings obstacles, whether personal struggles, professional setbacks, or emotional turmoil. A true friend is someone who stands by your side during these times, offering their support and encouragement. Being present in someone's life requires active engagement, not just being around when things are easy or enjoyable, but also when they are difficult and uncomfortable. This type of investment in each other strengthens the bond and demonstrates that the friendship is not conditional, but unconditional. It is through this ongoing commitment, vulnerability, and presence that friendships are cultivated and maintained over time. In a world that often values productivity and individual success, it is essential to remember that the true wealth of life lies not in achievements or material possessions, but in the quality of our relationships. A woman without a true friend may navigate life, but her journey is undoubtedly more challenging, less fulfilling, and emotionally draining. The absence of friendship isolates not just the individual, but the broader community, weakening the very fabric of human connection that allows us to thrive collectively. Friendship is not just a luxury, it is a fundamental human need, a cornerstone of emotional well-being and societal harmony. True friendship offers the emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and spiritual nourishment that every person needs. A friend is someone who helps us become better versions of ourselves, who challenges us, comforts us, and walks with us through life's ups and downs. In a friendship, we experience interdependence, where both individuals give and receive in a way that fosters growth and mutual care. When we are connected in this way, we are not isolated beings struggling to survive on our own. Instead, we are part of something greater. A community that is strengthened by each person's unique contribution. Yet building and maintaining genuine friendships requires effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to invest time and emotional energy. Friendships cannot be cultivated by mere happenstance or convenience. They require us to show up for each other, to be present, and to engage in the hard, messy work of sharing our vulnerabilities and supporting one another through both triumphs and challenges. It is this investment that transforms an acquaintance into a true friend, a bond that is not easily broken and that withstands the tests of time and adversity. When we fail to invest in our relationships, we not only deprive ourselves of the deep connection and support that friendship offers, but we also weaken the community as a whole. A society that lacks deep, meaningful connections is fragmented, where individuals struggle to find their place, and trust and mutual care are in short supply. We must recognize that we were created for relationship, and that friendship is not just about companionship. It is about fulfilling a divine purpose of interdependence and mutual support. Ultimately, the value of friendship cannot be overstated. It nurtures our hearts, strengthens our minds, and nourishes our souls. It enables us to face life's challenges with resilience, to grow in wisdom, and to live a life that is rich with meaning and purpose. It is through our relationships that we experience the fullness of life. And it is in the context of friendship that we find the strength to navigate the complexities of existence. As we invest in and nurture the friendships in our lives, we not only enrich our own experience, but also contribute to the building of stronger, more connected communities. The absence of friendship may leave a woman isolated, but the presence of true, lasting friendships has the power to transform lives, both individually and collectively.